Hi, I'm Kathy Hilton and welcome to my webinar on the power of language. What I'm going to show you is how to write a goal that's not just a SMART goal but also has your confidence and motivation built in. Before I do that now, I'm going to explain where the confidence and motivation comes from. And to do that, I'm going to introduce you to the Wellbeing Triangle. So Wellbeing Triangle has nutrient, physical and emotional. I work down here in the emotional space, and what I'm interested in is my client's language choice. The language that we use conveys our confidence and motivation levels. So if my client is using language that shows that their confidence and or motivation isn't quite where they need it to be to achieve a goal, this is one of the processes that I take them through in order to address that. So when people come to me with their goals, these are the common phrases that they start a goal with. It's not an exhaustive list, but these are the top 5 that I typically hear. And what you'll realise is there's nothing written about the goal. It's just the start of the goals. And with any of these starts, straight away, I know that my client's confidence and motivation for the goal isn't where it needs to be, and I'll explain why. So I will and I shall have the same challenge for me: timeline. Timeline is incredibly important for us to be able to prioritise how important a goal is. If we haven't got the right timeline, then we won't be able to deliver our goal. I should creates guilt. So typically we start with I will, I shall. So for example, we might say I will go to the gym. After a number of weeks or maybe a month or so, it will go from I will to I should. That's creating guilt. You're still not doing the goal, but you're feeling guilty about it. What's always quite an interesting one with this is that people then tend to tell people about their I should goals. So not only are they making themselves feel guilty about it, they're telling other people, which increases their guilt. I'll try is an expectation of failure. So what you're saying to yourself there is, I'll try to, whatever it is that the goal is, but really you're saying to yourself, I'll try, but I'm going to fail. And that puts you in a really difficult position psychologically, because you're setting yourself up to do something that you genuinely don't believe you're going to be able to do. And that really affects, as you would understand, your confidence and motivation, because who wants to do a goal that they don't believe they can achieve? Nobody does. And the last one is I want to, and that lacks motivation. I want to do X, Y, and Z. For example, I flippantly say to clients sometimes, I want to own a Porsche. I'd love to own a Porsche. That would be fantastic. However, I'm not working the hours that I need in order to get that Porsche. So it's I want to, rather than is an actual goal of mine. So those are just some of the phrases that people start with. So what I want to introduce you to is my model for goal creation. So I've been delivering workshops on the power of language and doing one-to-one coaching programs for just over 5 years now. Power of language was why I started coaching. I'm very passionate about the language that people use because of the great impact it has on their confidence and self-esteem. And over time, I've developed a model to help people to create their goals. So the very first thing you need in a goal is desire. If you don't desire a goal, it's not your goal. It has to have desire behind it. You have to want that goal. You have to really want it for it to be a goal of your own. The next thing you need is positive language. And I will explain that a little more in detail when I show you my goal. The next thing you need to do, and this is something that often people don't do, is practice. And by that I mean practice the goal. So you've got a goal, you think, right, okay, this goal's where I need it to be, I'm ready to go for it. And what I always say to clients is, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to tell yourself that goal 3 times, just to yourself, and then ask yourself the question, how confident do you feel about that goal? And I always say, use a confident rating of 1 to 10. 1 being not very confident at all, 10 being confident. If it isn't a 10, then I always say to my clients, go back and look at your language choice, play around with the language, keep practicing, as in saying it to yourself 3 times, until you find yourself at a 10. Because once you have that confidence in yourself that you're going to achieve that goal, that confidence then creates motivation in order for you to do it. And when you've got that, then what you have created is a clear, precise, achievable goal that you've built motivation and confidence into. So let me just share a goal of mine just to really explain this. So this is a current goal of mine for my business that I'm working on. So it says, my online Thrive Minds library of tools and products that engages clients with my passion and knowledge of psychology will be launched by the end of March 2019. So what this goal is doing is it fits with the SMART because we've got specific, we've got measurable, we've got achievable, we've got results, and we've got a timeline. But also what we've got in this goal is confidence and motivation. And I'll show you why that is. So first of all, engages. That's my motivation. I am very motivated to get people to engage with psychology and to get the benefit out of psychology and to understand how to use language in order to increase their confidence and motivation. Passion and knowledge builds my confidence. I am incredibly passionate about psychology. I think it's just phenomenal and I love talking about it. And I could talk about it for hours and hours and hours, and I probably do sometimes. And I'm also very confident about the knowledge I've acquired, not just in the 5 years I've been running Thrive Minds, but since starting my journey in understanding and learning about psychology, which is in 2007. So as you can see, that's very personal here. So we've got my motivation, we've got the things I'm confident about, but we've also got a goal that fits in with SMART. I hope you found that helpful. Please do let me know your goals, and thank you very much for listening.